Hey everyone! On this week's installment of PurelyDelish, we are going to make pasta. And there are a couple different options for pasta. You can go to your grocery store and find gluten-free pasta if that's what you're interested in very easily. There's rice pasta, there's potato pasta, corn, quinoa, or any combination of all of those. And that's really simple and easy and fast to do. I'm going to take this a step further, and we're going to use spaghetti squash. Now, maybe some of you have done this before. I was totally new to this until about a week ago, and it's changed my life. And I'm very excited about it because it allows me to eat pasta while eating a vegetable and not eating a processed piece of food. So, what you'll need for this part of it to actually make the pasta is 1 spaghetti squash, olive oil, garlic, salt and pepper. And then you're going to preheat your oven to 375. Alright, first you're going to take your gourd. You're going to confront the gourd with a very large, very sturdy, very sharp knife. Because this is hard. This is really hard to cut through. And so you just got to take it like you mean it. And you're going to stab it, and you're going to slice it. Oh my God. There it is. Next, you're going to scoop all the goop out of the center. Now I've got my minced garlic. It's been soaking in my olive oil. And I'm just going to take it, and I'm going to kind of paint a pretty little picture. You're going to want about 1 to 2 teaspoons of olive oil in each one of your halves here. And you're just going to bathe it really generously in the olive oil and the garlic. Once everything's been basted with the olive oil and the garlic, you're just going to add your salt and pepper. And make sure you get it up along the sides here too. And I'm using a lined baking dish for easy cleanup, of course. Once you've got your salt and your pepper, then you're just going to stick it in the oven for 40 to 45 minutes. I prefer to go longer than shorter, so I'm going to stick it in for the 45. Now, once this is done, if you want to keep it nice and simple, you can always just go to your go-to for your favorite pasta sauce, dump it on top, and call it a day. And it's still going to be delicious, but I'm going to get a little creative with it. We're going to add some grape tomatoes, some basil, Parmesan, or you can use feta or no cheese at all, of course. And then I'm also going to add some toasted pine nuts and some Guatemala olives. So you're going to just take your basil and slice it nice and thin. I'm using, one gourd will make anywhere from 2 to 4 servings depending on how hungry you are. I'm using about 6 basil leaves to put that in perspective. Next, the grape tomatoes, and I'm going to quarter these. So they're pretty small. And obviously you can quarter them in any direction, it doesn't really matter. And if you want to roast these a little bit on the back end of your squash, that'll make them a little bit softer and warmer, of course, obviously, but it'll also bring out a really nice flavor in them so that they melt better in the dish. Next, we have our pitted Guatemala olives, and you can either have or quarter them, depending on what you prefer. It can be a little tedious, so whatever suits your fancy. And then we're going to take our raw pine nuts and we're just going to toast them a little bit on about medium-low to medium. Just toast them a little bit in the pan. It gives them the nice crunch and the nice flavors that come out in it. Okay, so once it's been in the oven for 45 minutes at 375, you can pull it out and let it cool for 5 to 10 minutes. And all that's left to do is you take a fork and you just start scoring it. And look, as if by magic, is it a vegetable? Is it pasta? I don't know, but it's delicious. Like magic. And you can, very carefully, because it's still kind of hot, transfer, however much you want to a plate. And it's already seasoned. It's got the olive oil, the garlic, the salt, and the pepper. And like I said before, if you have like a favorite pasta sauce you like to use, you can just dump it on there now. I'm going to get a little bit fancy with it. And I'm going to add some Parmesan, which obviously you can totally customize everything about this. I like Parmesan. Some fresh basil. Tomato. The olives, which I think are probably the best part. And then our toasted pine nuts. It adds some really, really nice texture to it. Just kind of get it all together. Moment of truth. I'm not a big fan of squash in general. It usually has a funny texture and it doesn't really taste that good to me, but this is really good. It's got a very, very mild flavor. It's got a really nice firm texture, and to the unsuspecting, maybe if you have a kid, you might not even notice. So I really like this. It's a great alternative to something that's processed, and it's vegetables, and it's delicious, and it's good for you. So go forth, eat real food, be merry. Thanks very much.